Okay guys, we're back this week. Y'all have any questions about what we did last week? That's pretty much what the final is going to be. Okay? So all we're going to do is practice doing this till, I've taught you everything you need to learn to get a transcript out. Is it everything that you can do with the software? Probably not. And I'm not that guy. I'm not the Eclipse guru. I'm here to get you to where you can at least get that transcript out. Okay? But any questions about what we did?
I have a question. So when you're adding a speaker,
yeah.
to insert a speaker, like in the Q&A, is it supposed to be indented over? Like the Q&A is normally on the left-hand margin.
Yeah.
But when I add a speaker, oftentimes they'll indent it. Like
Well, it all depends on if you're going to do colloquy or if it's a byline. If you're doing colloquy, then it is supposed to be indented. It's always supposed to be like 20 spaces in or something like that, 15 spaces in.
Like 2
or
tabs
10.
or 6 tabs.
Yeah. Something like that. So
Okay.
it's always indented. Colloquy is always indented. Okay? So when you put the speaker in, it's going to be that way. But when it's a byline, it's supposed to be on the left-hand side.
Byline means the testimony.
The person who's asking the questions. Yeah, so it should be by Mr. So-and-so.
Right.
Okay?
Okay. So the colloquy is indented.
Yeah. Always.
Bylines are on the left-hand side.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, guys. We need to figure out, and if you know how to do it, then great, but we need to figure out how to print in here, okay? Because you're going to have to print your final. And I want to start printing it so that you know what it looks like in a printed form, okay? Yeah? Okay.
Sounds good.
So I think if you copy it onto your thumb drive, and Lisa was saying, put it on to the computer here, the college computer, that it should do it, and you should be able to print, okay? So we need to do that tonight. I'm going to show you an easy way of how to keep track of your witnesses, your examinations,
Okay.
and your exhibits, okay? All right? Okay. Also, next week is Thanksgiving week, okay? We will have class on Monday. We will have class on Monday. And we're going to have a speaker, okay? I'm going to have Sarah Murphy is going to come speak to the class on time codes, keeping time, anything related to taking the deposition, okay? So she's going to come and talk to you guys about that. She may not know everything because she's just been out, but she's taken plenty of them already. So she should know the basics, okay? You know, and whoever you go work for afterwards is going to teach you how they're going to want it done. So, you know, it may be different than what she tells you, but at least you're going to know the gist of how to do it, set it up, stuff like that. So there is class on Monday. There is no class on that Wednesday. Okay, there is no class the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Okay, so don't come. Or you can come, I don't care, whatever. You'll be here by yourself. But okay, everybody got that? Any questions? Okay, on a clean page. Everybody ready to go? Okay. And the way that I'm going to do it, and the way that I've done it in the past, is I have 5 other people here. So hopefully I can get 5 people here to help me with the exam. If not, then we'll do it the way that I'm doing it now. But I'm going to try to get 5 people before so that you have some idea. But if not, the way that we're going to have it done is everyone's just going to be in a row right here. So it's going to be, I'm usually the court, then attorney 1, 2, 3, 4, so that you know. So I'm making it easy for you guys, okay? I'm not making you choose who attorney 1, 2, 3, and 4 needs to be. Okay? It's different out there. But I'm trying to keep it as simple as I can. It's hard enough for you guys to do it this way. Okay? And then it's going to be the witness on the end. So it's going to be court, attorney 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the witness. Okay?
Great.
All right?
They know that not all of us are at 160.
Yeah, and what I'm worried about,
Okay.
and I've told you guys this, don't worry about the context of the deposition. I'm trying to tell them to go as slow as I can, and I had a student read for me last year, and you know, so when I'm reading like, you know, this is, like I read to y'all now, and for some of y'all, I'm sure it's a little slow. For others of y'all, it's maybe just right, maybe a little fast. I'm not worried about that. You try to keep up with as much as you can. I'm worried about speaker identifications, exhibit marks, all of your block files, title pages. That's what I'm worried about, that you have the setup correct. I'm not worried about the content. I want you to get the content, okay? But I'm not as worried with the content. So I'm reading or whatever, and we go down, and it's the witness, and you know, he's like, you know, please state your name. John Gage. Where do you live? 804 Mulberry. Dude, really? What? You see where we are right here? So that's why I'm not as worried. I'm worried about your Q&As. I'm worried about the setup. That's what I'm worried about. I'm not as worried about the content. I want you to get the content, so that's why I'm trying to tell them, you know, so hopefully I'm going to get people to come and do it before, but if we don't, then you kind of know the setup already, okay? So we're just going to be in a line right here, okay? So you have to keep in your mind everything that's correct, you know, because people are going to, we're not speaking, when they're introducing themselves, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, but then it's like,
Right.
you know, well, I object. Oh, 1, 2, 3, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, and you've got to count over and make sure that that speaker identification is correct. You see what I'm saying? So you have to keep it in your mind. It's all about, and trust me guys, it's harder once you get out because they're not in a line and they're not worried about whether you're going 40 words a minute or not. Okay, they're just talking like this, so they think that you know what you're doing, and at that point you are going to know what you're doing. Okay? All right, let's get started. So I think what I'm going to do, can everyone see the board? Can everyone see the board? Does this show the board? Because I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to point at the 1 instead of saying attorney 1, attorney 2. So get in a position where you can see, because I don't want to confuse you by, and what I tried to do is I tried to pause on the first one. And I say, you know, do you have a question? Attorney 1. Objection, blah, blah, blah. So I try to do that. So if I have to do that, then that's the way that we'll do it for the exam. And I'm going to try to have the 5 people here. But if for some reason we don't, then I may have to do this. Okay? But I want you to get familiar with being able to just see it and do it. Okay? So you know what it is. This is attorney 1, 2, 3, 4 in the court. Okay? Okay. Ready to go? This is cause number 2016 PA 00444. In the interest of Gary Smith, let's take announcements at this time. Joe Bohack for the state. Dale Hill, representing the children. Andrew Loxham, for the mother. Diane Guerrero, for the fathers. Mr. Bohack, we are set for trial on the merits. Call your first witness. Your Honor, can we go off the record for a second? Off the record. Back on the record. Mr. Bohack, you may proceed. I'd like to call the caseworker. No. Question. State your name for the record. My name is Paul Young. Question. Where do you reside? Answer. I live at 4714 Magnolia. Question. Where are you employed? Answer. I work at Whataburger. Your Honor, I'd like to have these documents marked as State's Exhibits 1 through 3. They are photographs. Mark, mark. Any objections? No objections. No objections. Your Honor, I object as to authenticity. I'll take it under advisement. Continue with questioning. No further questions. No questions, Your Honor. Cram. Question. Did you take those photographs? Answer. No. My coworker took the photographs. No further questions. Cram. Question. As to the father, did he do services? Answer. No. No further questions. Your Honor, can we approach the bench? All attorneys approach. Bench. Back on the record. States exhibits 1 through 3 will be admitted. Let's recess for lunch. Got it? Any questions?
Here's where we do lunch twice, right?
Lunch. Now, on the first one, I kind of did it on purpose because I want you to know, if you don't put that direct examination in there, how to do it. Okay? So when we come and do it for the final, I'm not going to tell you, okay, dram, or the person up here ain't going to tell you dram. Okay? We're just going to start Q&A. So I'm going to try to tell them pause, and if you hear a pause, and that might be cram, dram. Okay? So if you don't, I want you to know how to put it in if you don't know how to, if you don't put the symbol in there. Got it?
So when are we supposed to put the dram in direct examination? When it actually starts with the questioning, that's when we put direct examination right at that
It's
first
dram, speaker, question. Any other questions?
When the exhibits are admitted, you don't add a line in for that?
No, I don't. So that's why I'm saying, when you print the job, go through it, edit it, and then I want you to print it, and then I'm going to show you how to do it when everything should be done on how you're proofreading it and going through and marking the exhibits and all of that stuff, okay? Got it? Any questions?
I had a hard time figuring out when to put, did they do redirect at all?
No.
No, okay, so yes, I didn't know, I didn't put cross-examination or redirect or,
When I said cram.
well, I did cram, but when you
Okay.
told us to do it.
Yeah.
That's all you
Well, the
told
first
us
time
to do.
I did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Because I want you to know, one, and if you did it, fantastic. You're gonna leave early. If not, then you need to know how to put it in. Okay? So it was kind of done on purpose, a
I know
little
the
bit.
commands, I just don't know when to put it
That's
in.
me too.
When he says, do you have any questions? Yes, sir, I do. Cram, cram. They're gonna probably start questioning right then, okay? But I mean, this is a command like if you have time to do it, okay? So it's a command to put it in. Most of the time, and I do it every day where I don't do it. Because they're like, do you have any questions? No, I don't have any questions. I have questions, Judge. The last time you went to, I mean, so it's like boom, 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 so you don't always have time to do it. No big deal. You still know how to do it if you don't, by adding in the block file, which is what? Alt-R. Okay? Any questions? Okay, work on it. You can turn it on.